Before we get today's video started, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that bell too to stay in the know on everything Texas Tech athletics all year long, right here on your one-stop shop, the Back to 12 podcast channel, almost at 2K. It's been a great ride so far, and I can't wait to see where this journey goes for all of us. But on today's video, we're going to talk about this article that 247Sports released where they projected the regular season win totals for every team in the Big 12 for 2023 football. All right, so just running through it, they got Cincinnati at 6-6. They've got Houston at 5-7, BYU at 6-6, UCF at a surprising 7-5, and then they talk about the Red Raiders. And if you want to see what I think Texas Tech will go in terms of the instant reaction to when the schedule was released just a couple weeks ago, well, the video is going to be right there up above you. You can click on that, and hey, it'll be over here as well where you can check it out in the description. So let me tell you what 247 had to say about Texas Tech, and then I'll give you the record. Let y'all simmer on it a little bit and see where you think they're going. They said the momentum is high in Lubbock coming off the first year of Joey McGuire, which delivered Texas Tech's first 8-win season since 2013 and featured wins against both Oklahoma and Texas for the first time in program history in the same season. So was 2022 indeed the foundation for future success? Tech is tested early when Oregon visits Jones AT&T Stadium as part of the non-conference play in Week 2, and the Big 12 slate is sneaky difficult too. The Red Raiders' first 5 conference games include road trips to West Virginia, Baylor, BYU, in addition to a home game against the defending Big 12 champion K-State Wildcats. November isn't any easier, with Texas and TCU both on the docket. That said, you can expect Tech to steal some wins, as it typically does at home. It certainly did last year, and for that reason, a similar product in 2022 seems likely. So I'm going to let you simmer on it for just a second. Let me know down in the comments after I tell you what they have Texas Tech going in terms of the record. If you agree or disagree, it'll be the pinned comment below. They have Texas Tech going 8-4. And I was right there with them. I have Texas Tech going 8-4. I'm leaning towards 9-3 as well. I think by the time Texas Tech actually gets closer to kickoff, I hear some more about spring and obviously the summer. I might lean towards 9-3, but I think 8-4 in the regular season feels right now. Just because, again, I want to see what happens on that offensive line. Spring practice could very easily sway me to 9-3, but I want to see what Cole Spencer looks like. A fully healthy Cole Spencer. I want to get reports from that. I want to see what stats looks like at the center position. I want to see if Wilburn is the right guard, and I want to see how those tackles are divvied up. I think it'll go Monroe Mills at the right tackle, Caleb Rogers at the left. But I want to see how this playing time is divvied up on the offensive line for Texas Tech. And then I want to hear about these incoming freshmen as well. What kind of role are they having? I suspect a couple of them will be on the 2 deep, including Isaiah Crawford. I think Jordan Sanford as well, Brendan Jordan. I think have a chance to be on the 2 deep roster for Texas Tech. But I want to see how they replace some of these key guys defensively, including one of the best linebackers that Texas Tech has had in the past decade that doesn't get enough credit in Kershaw Merriweather. So I want to see how they impact those guys in terms of what kind of impact they have and what kind of replacement level players they have. But I think 8-4 is right now. But hey, let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that is too low? And then in the second half of this video, we'll run through the other part of the Big 12 and who they have winning the Big 12, which I don't think will shock you. But let me know down in the comments below. Do you think they got it right with projecting Texas Tech for an 8-4 record in 2023? Let me know on the pinned comment down below. All right, they've got TCU going 9-3. I don't think that's a big surprise. They did lose a lot of guys in Fort Worth, but I think they did a pretty good job at replacing some guys that they really needed. Obviously, Chandler Morris will take over for Max Duggan. They went out and got JoJo Earl from Alabama, some other impact guys as well. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like for TCU after a historic year for them. But 247 has them going 9-3. They also had the K-State Wildcats going 9-3. And I'm big on Will Howard, but they lost a lot of guys, did the Wildcats, including dynamic running back Deuce Vaughn, obviously the Defensive Player of the Year in the Big 12 in FAU, and then corner Julius Brinson wide receiver return specialist as well, Malik Knowles, who didn't get enough credit for what he did last year. But yeah, K-State at 9-3 makes a lot of sense. West Virginia at 5-7 felt a bit high to me, especially with their non-con schedule. They faced Penn State and Pittsburgh this year in the non-con. That's difficult. No easy way around it. And it's in Happy Valley in week 1. So yeah, I think 5 wins is a little high for West Virginia. I'd probably have them at 4. They have Kansas going 6-6 again. And then Baylor at 8-4. Same as Texas Tech, no surprise there. I think those two programs are going to be on a similar level this season. I can get behind that. Iowa State at 6-6. Will be interesting to see if Iowa State can kind of do a little bit better with the lefty QB in year 2 after losing Brock Purdy and Breece Hall. And they're going to lose Xavier Hutchinson, a very underrated wide receiver nationally. Will be interesting to see, but yeah, I mean, the big question mark for them is Hunter Deckers for sure. Oklahoma State 6-6 as well. They've got Oklahoma at 9-3, and then there's one team I haven't mentioned, and that is who they have winning the Big 12. Of course, the media darlings in the preseason, the Texas Longhorns. They have them going 10-2, and I want to say this: I think Texas is actually going to be a good football team, but I do think it's funny. Every year this seems to happen, and I don't know the last time Texas actually lived up to expectations. So they've got Texas going 10-2 and winning the Big 12. I'm not sure who they have against them in the Big 12 title game. Actually, I do. It is Oklahoma. So they have Oklahoma and Texas in the Big 12 title game in Arlington. I disagree with that strongly. You might have one of those teams in there, but you're not going to have both. K-State is far too good to not be in this conversation. TCU is too good not to be in this conversation. I think Texas Tech and Baylor have a really solid discussion to be in the mix as well. I think there's a clear top 6 teams in the conference, and I think you can put them in virtually any way you want, and I could see your argument to a degree. Those 6 teams, obviously Baylor's on there, Texas Tech, K-State, TCU, Oklahoma, and Texas. I think those are the 6 teams that I think are in the top half of the Big 12, and I think it's pretty clear cut, right? So I think when you look at it, again, Texas Tech going 8-4, if the reports look good when it comes to the offensive line, I probably increase that by 1 because I think Tyler Shuck is going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. I think he's going to arguably be you could have him be the best quarterback in the Big 12 this year. Think about it. Who are the other guys in there? Dylan Gabriel? I mean, yeah, he's solid. Quinn Ewers, I'm high on him, but he hasn't done anything to wow people, I think. You're going to have Hunter Deckers in there. Cincinnati still has some QB issues after losing Ritter. West Virginia, you have no idea what's going on. I like UCF a little bit. Donovan Smith down at Houston. It's wide open when it comes to it. I think there's a real argument. Jalen Daniels is that guy. Even Will Howard at Kansas State. But I think Tyler Shuck is going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. And if I hear anything good about this offensive line in spring as well as fall camp, I might have to increase that win total to 9-3. But let me know again down in the comments below your thoughts about Texas Tech football. Are you excited going into next year, year 2 of Joey McGuire? And do you agree with 247 Sports projecting the Red Raiders to have 8 wins before the bowl game in 2023? I am RC Maxfield reminding you for the latest news and rumors when it comes to Texas Tech athletics. Hit that subscribe button, and hey, while you're at it, hit that notification bell as well to stay in the know all year long right here on the Back to 12 podcast channel.